Okay, another James Strickland bench press workout here with 595 as final warm up. Moved pretty well right there. Okay, I mean, moved pretty dang good. I mean, not the best I've ever seen him move it, but James, you see, we're slowly he's feeling better, moving his grip in just slightly. A lot of great bench pressers have moved their grip in like this, like Jeremy Hornstra. Another 620 right here. Now, I have never, ever seen James move anything like that fast. So that's 620. That was on Monday. He will be competing next Sunday in Woodlands, Texas. So we're not totally peaked out for that meet. It's going to be more of just kind of a precursor of we're going to do something in July, possibly look at something and might have a bench only cash meet in Australia in October. That's a possibility too, but it's just going to be sanctioned and all that kind of stuff, and who's all going to be there, what the cash prize is. I mean, so I always say, enough zeros in the payout, anything's possible. Well, anyways, so this is the isometrics here. Again, these transfer about 15 to 20 degrees from the joint angle you're performing at. So you want to push this as hard as you can against the pins. You want to try to break them every single rep, every single set. So what he did there is hit the 620 for a single and pushed against the pins as hard as he could for 6 seconds. Then come back. It does 500 for speed triples, 3 sets of 3 there, so he does 3 at each, so it's 6 total sets if you want to look at it that way. And what I was saying before is you have that PAP effect, so once you hit the isometric hard like that, you're subsequently going to be more explosive on the next sets. So it's pretty exciting to see where James is. Again, this is the Incline chest supported dumbbell row. It's one of my favorite upper back exercises, and we're doing it here with an eccentric 5 seconds here to really maximize time under tension and get some good eccentric overload, but not so like some crazy way we're getting like a ton of stress there. You guys can hit your upper back pretty often. So with James, he trains 4 days a week, and his upper back's getting hit one way or another every single time he trains. So keep that in mind. I mean, you can, if you're going to break, sometimes when you're bringing up other body parts that recover slower, it's going to be a little more tricky. However, upper back recovers pretty dang fast. I mean, you can kind of beat the hell out of it. It's going to be pretty tough to find an upper limit, say, compared to something like hamstring. So if you guys start doing that more frequency in your upper back training, just make sure you keep it chest supported, because your lower back does not recover that fast. So if you start doing like, real heavy pendlay rows and things like that, obviously it's going to build your upper back, but it's also putting a ton of stress on your lower back. So that can impede your recovery on the other left. So keep that in mind when you're training like this. And I say, if you've never tried these chest supported rows, try them and draw out that 5 second eccentric, because sometimes people, have had trouble. A lot of times bodybuilders talking about they have trouble feeling certain pulling movement in their upper back. And then, you slow down that negative, and all of a sudden the so-called mind-muscle connections established there. And as we say, we like to switch out the accessory movements, but as James' weighted dip goes up, so does his bench. He's getting really good direct transference on here. So so you can see the isometric before. His problem was sort of speed off the chest. A lot of times, because James was stuck at the 550 to 570 range. So I always have people see these videos say, "Hey, wasn't that guy stuck there forever?" Yes, he was. And when I started working with him, and we started addressing different things. And one of the things initially was, dead benches and speed off the chest. And by doing that, it brought that up. So now he has beautiful speed off his chest. So even before, when he'd sometimes miss the lockout, it wasn't so much the lockout. So it was a lack of speed off the chest that manifested itself other way up in the lift. Because a lot of times when you say like miss a lift at a certain spot, it could be a positional error where, what happened down below is sort of unfolding and covering itself at the top of the lift. Because, it could be your setup, could be your technique, whatever. But James had no power out of the bottom, got that power fixed. And now, his sticking point's more towards the top, and it's a true sticking point because they've taken care of that. And that's when the isometrics become so handy, because you're doing things right in what you do. is then you can attack that sticking point directly with the isometrics. So where if you're not doing things right, then you're not going to be able to directly attack that sticking point. So anyways, again, some more tricep work here, and it's a tricep. We got this from Joe Giannato out of Philadelphia. He goes a neutral grip bench press right there, tricep extension to the side of the head, pull over tricep extension behind the head. 3 movements equals 1 rep. So a set of 10s like a set of 30. And I really love these this movement. So it's the tricep. So anybody on here that's trains with me is for any prolonged period of time knows we usually get to hit this movement at some point in there. And it's a great way to build up your bench, and it's relatively heavy, elbow friendly compared to a lot of the other heavy skull crusher variants. So the triceps get some great volume in there, keep the elbows safe. That's a thing. That's the issue you're gonna come across when you hit the higher frequency. We're just talking about you can hit that real high frequency heavy upper back work. The issue with the triceps becomes elbows. That's going to be the limiting factor, not the muscle so much. So what you do in that case, you do some of the more friendly elbow